That's a score by Leif Barakat, number 39, 4:32 here in the first period. And that puts the Falcons up 2-0, an insurance goal. The Lady Cyclones rather, did get a shot on goal with Sophia Armstrong in net start the first half of the game. We had some technical difficulties, so for everybody that's joining, thank you for waiting patiently. We've got Cyclones into their own attacking zone looking for a shot. That's number 77. Trying to squeeze it around, but it was picked up by Leif Barakat, who just scored. Puck's over on the boards. This is Lohmeyer now. Lohmeyer trying to get it freed up. Now into the hands of Godfrey Dooley. He's going to spin around. He'll dump it down deep. Falcons will now go on the forecheck, but it's number 85 who gets there first. That's Werner. Picked up by Godfrey Dooley just ahead of the blue line, but poked out by the Cyclones. Now it's number 77. 77 trying to carry it through. She'll have a shot. She's looking for a shot. That's going to be off the stick of Armstrong. And a nice shot by number 77. That was Hawkins. 3:20 remaining here in the first period. So Hawkins trying to get something going. Had a great opportunity. That was off the stick of number 85 for the Cyclones. Now back over to 77 Hawkins. Hawkins is going to come up. That's going to be another save by Sophia, who drops down to the butterfly. That was Godfrey Dooley. Kicked it up to Leif Barakat. Leif off of his skates. Godfrey Dooley, though, he swings up. He'll dump it in deep. And picked up by the goalie. That's Allen, number 98. And we will face off in the Falcons' offensive zone. And so for those of you that are just checking in, it's 2:47 remaining here in the first period. The game started at 1 p.m. on Saturday, October 4th, 2025. We're here at Maryville University Hockey Center at the Shanahan Rink, where we have a declaration game between the Chesterfield Falcons 10U-C3 team and the Lady Cyclones 10U-C3 team. The Lady Cyclones group has two teams in this division, and so this is coached by Brown. Jackson Powell down low. Now Duncan. Duncan looking for a shot. That's deflected. Goalie in some trouble, but kicked out by the Cyclones. Picked up by Vogt. Down to Duncan. Now behind the red line. And that's Duncan who's chasing it around. That's a shot toward the net by number 10, Jackson Powell. And a heads-up play by Allen to stop that one. And we'll face off in the Falcons' offensive zone, this time on the opposite red dot. It looks like it's Bollinger at center. Duncan at right wing. Waldman and Vogt back on defense. Powell at left wing. That's going to get squeezed past the goalie through her feet. Lady Cyclones got a little lucky on that one. Centering pass. Bollinger over to Powell. Picked up by number 22. That's Rivas. Rivas will send it along the boards, but picked up by Vogt. Good defensive pressure there as he came in to squeeze. Now it's Waldman on the other side of the ice. Waldman centering pass over to Duncan, who had a one-timer. Sent that one off. Now it's Powell who picks it up off the shot of Bollinger. So that'll be an assist by Bollinger. That'll give the Falcons another score. So that shot by Bollinger just off the goalie. The rebound was picked up by Powell, who had a little bit of an open net, and he came in to collect it and send it home. That was sent all the way from the red line at center ice down to the red line past the goalie. in the attacking zone for the Falcons. Untouched means that's an icing call. So we'll face off in the Falcons defensive end now. Kane taking center. This is number 32, Isaac Ty at left wing. Number 14, Chris Klatt at right wing. Excuse me. Vote. And number 85, Nolan Barks back on defense. Kane will send it down. It's going to be picked up by one of the Lady Cyclones. They're going to try to keep it in. This time 77. 77, who had some luck previously breaking through, but kicked out by number 42, Ethan Kane. This will get dumped in deep. That's Isaac Ty chasing after. He goes down. 77 for the Cyclones, who's presented some trouble for the Falcons. That was Hawkins. Chris Klatt trying to get a centering pass. Now back in the hands of number 77, Hawkins. Hawkins trying to get it out. And she'll do it. She's going to see some pressure from Giles over on the boards. Giles and Hawkins bump into each other. Now in the hands of Ty and Barks as they try to send it in. But offsides as Chris Klatt was waiting on the other side of the blue line. And so that'll stop the clock at 1:40 here in the first. And both teams trying to figure out where to line up. I'm sure we'll see a little bit of improvement on that as the season goes on. So this is number 68, Logan George, taking the face-off. 74 O'Seek at right wing. That's number 91, I believe, Bella Bragic at left wing. Godfrey Dooley on the ice as well. Armstrong just waiting for Godfrey Dooley to pick that up right in front of her. Godfrey Dooley trying to send it out. That's going to stick right on the blue line. It'll go get sent down to Armstrong, who's going to stop and smother it. Looked a little dangerous as it was headed toward her 5-hole, but she smothers that with her glove. Clock is running now. Not called dead by the referee. Both teams trying to keep it in right at the point. That's poked forward, poked ahead by Reeves. Or Rivas, correction, for the Lady Cyclones. On the stick of Rivas again. Rivas trying to keep it in. Finally poked out by the Falcons. Off the stick of 35 for the Cyclones. Now to Godfrey Dooley, who sent it to Lohmeyer. Lohmeyer, though, she pokes it ahead. This is 85. This is Warner. She'll enter, actually kicks it across the neutral zone. Rivas headed there. She'll get there ahead of 94. That's Harrison. Rivas trying to poke it in. Now in Harrison's hands. He's got an opportunity. He's going to poke it forward. Harrison putting the jets on. He loses traction. Rivas wraps it around the boards. And that's time. Both teams will head back to the bench. And for those of you just checking in, we had some technical difficulties, so we couldn't capture the first goal, but that first goal was by Chris Klatt at 8:54 in the first, followed by a goal by Laith Bearcat at 4:32 in the first, and then Grant Duncan to wrap it up at 1:51. Sophia Armstrong trying to figure out if she switches net or not, and she's gonna go back and get her water bottle. A little bit of confusion there. She'll have to learn that yes, they do switch sides. That's okay. So now she's getting note again and again from the coaches. Hey, head to the other end of the ice. Allen in net for the Lady Cyclones. Laith Bearcat will take center. Duncan at left wing. This looks like number 10, Jackson Powell at right wing. Waldman and Vogt back on defense. That was Bearcat who kicked it over to Powell. Powell up to number 52, Duncan. Poked away by the Lady Cyclones. They'll try to kick this one out And Powell unable to collect it. Now in the hands of the Lady Cyclones. This is number 10. Number 10 headed down, Thiemann. Thiemann looking for a shot. Pressure by Vogt. Down to the corner. Both teams trying to capture it. Now it's Vogt who will kick it out. But in the hands of 77, Hawkins. Hawkins will lose it to Powell. Now it's Duncan and Powell, 2-on-0. That's going to be a shot by Powell off the body of Allen. Allen makes two great saves down low. Now Waldman who will collect it in the neutral zone, but now in the hands of the Lady Cyclones. They'll try to get something going. Powell kicks it loose again. Now Hawkins chasing after. Duncan coming over to put some pressure on. Lady Cyclones, that's number 51. They'll try to clear it loose. Now Bearcat with a shot opportunity. He'll send it down low. That went just wide of the net. Powell collects it on the boards. Powell looking for a pass opportunity. Pass down low, but off the stick of the Cyclones. Powell still in the mix. Now another shot. That was just wide. Backhand shot. No, it's Duncan who tries to kick it clear. Nice save by Allen. Looks like she got her glove on it. Number 51 sends it over. Kept in by Waldman. Powell gets his stick in the mix. Powell shifts over, but poked away by number 10 for the Cyclones. Late Bearcat to Powell. Now Duncan tries to get in there. Too many Cyclone sticks, pushing it away. It's Powell again. Powell swings loose outside the shooting lane. He'll try to get a wrist shot off. Poked away by number 77, Hawkins. That one goes loose as Allen was sliding forward. The puck was loose. Now Duncan trying to get another shot off. Allen missed it. Powell looking for a wrist shot. That's going to be a wrist shot, and it's in. 9:27 in the second. Wrist shot by Powell. So the Cyclones unable to clear it. With Holland seeing about 10 shots on just that one series alone. Falcons finally squeeze one in. Isaac Ty at left wing. Bollinger at center. Number 14, Chris Klatt at right wing. 85. Barks back on defense, paired with Lawrence Giles, number 46. And this is Ty looking for a wraparound shot. That's going to be in. Isaac Ty with an assist, and it's 14. Chris Klatt with another goal. Bollinger at center, Ty at left wing, Chris Klatt at right wing. Giles and Barks back on defense, same lineup as before. That was Ty trying to carry it up, bumped into one of the Lady Cyclones. This is Rivas. Rivas trying to squeeze this away from Bollinger and carry it out of their own zone. They'll get the stick from Barks. Now poked over to the side. Bollinger swings it forward. That's going to be a one-timer shot, and Allen jumps down on it, but it squeezes in. Allen, and that's 32. Isaac Ty with the goal. So Bollinger with a pass down to the low slot. It's Isaac Ty who picks it up, sends it off the body of Allen. Allen, who lost it there for a moment, stood up, realized where it was, jumped down on it, but knocked it forward into the net. That'll be an official Isaac Ty goal. Ethan Kane here at center, trying to get something past number 10, but it's 10 with some pressure. 10 now, squeezes it over. 10 down to the corner, 10 for the Cyclones, but it's Godfrey Dooley who's trying to wrap it out. Now to 85. 85 just passed. She'll keep it in though. Falcons trying to clear it out. They'll get that done. Now it's into the neutral zone. It's 77 Hawkins who sends it back down low. O-Seek will grab it. Armstrong just waiting over on the post there. Number 10 coming in with a little bit of fire, but kicked out by Ethan Kane. Good effort there. Hawkins picks it up for the Cyclones. Hawkins waits. Now to McDonald, 85 for the Cyclones. Now in the hands of number 10. 10 who's got some speed. That's Thiemann. Thiemann headed the other way. Godfrey Dooley pursuing behind. Now back to the Lady Cyclones. They're on their own rush. Lady Cyclones can't capture it. That was 25 who had it. She was trying to carry it forward. 84 poking it ahead. Godfrey Dooley trying to send it back out. Both teams trying to gain clear possession down in the neutral zone. A little bit of a puck chase here. Now it's O-Seek chasing after, but Hawkins will get there. Hawkins swings over, looking for a pass off the boards into the neutral zone. Picked up by Godfrey Dooley. Godfrey Dooley pokes it ahead. Now over to 84. Correction, that's 14 maybe. She'll send it to the opposite side of the neutral zone. Now back to O-Seek. O-Seek trying to clear it ahead. Hawkins though, over on the boards, down at the point. Hawkins, pass over. Now it's Hawkins will keep it. Hawkins trying to slide up. Hawkins will have a shot opportunity. Hawkins looking for a shot. There's a shot just off the toe of Armstrong, who somehow got her foot on that. Hawkins with another nice shot. Hawkins now up top of the point, trying to keep it in. Off Hawkins' stick a couple times. They ping pong back and forth, but now down low. 6:02. Kane down low, picks it up, tries to send it off the boards. O-Seek there. Back down for a centering pass. Picked up by Hawkins. Hawkins sends it into the neutral zone. Now 10 chasing after that. Thiemann. And the Cyclones reset. They did a good job on that. Allen's going to opt to jump on it. And she sees a couple Falcons chasing after it and says, no, 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 you're not touching that puck. I'm going to stop this play. That forces the clock to 5:29 and freezes it there momentarily. As we have a line change for both teams, this time it'll be George at center, Powell and Duncan at right and left wing respectively, Vogt and Waldman back on defense. Powell trying to gain another score for himself. That time, I believe it's Powell who gets another one under his belt. He squeezed it in just on the left side of that net. That's 2 goals in the second period for Powell. Same lineup as before. George at center, facing off against number 85. That's Warner. Actually, correction, that's 35, Lohmeyer. Powell picks it up. Pass over to Duncan. Duncan into the low slot. Poked away by a couple Lady Cyclones. Pass, looking for a pass over to Lohmeyer. That was number 8. Lohmeyer now handles it. Lohmeyer trying to get this past Waldman. Lohmeyer trying to squeeze it over. Lohmeyer trying to bring this one down low. And we've got Gerard Walk, who's in now at net. Sorry for a little bit of a lighting issue there. Gerard Walk has the puck. Now this is a shot, and Duncan squeezes a pass, so I believe that's an assist from Powell over to Duncan. Duncan scores. That's Duncan's second of the game. It's number 10, Thiemann. 10 looking for a backhand shot. Backhand forehand just off of Gerard Walk's right leg pad. Nice save by Walk there.
Go, Lawrence!
Now Lawrence pokes it ahead. Untouched. That'll be an icing call. Stops the clock at 4:13 here in the second period. We will head back all the way down to Jared Walk's front door. Correction, Gerard Walk. This is Lath Barrick at center. Lawrence Giles over at left wing. We've got a line change. Isaac Tighe coming off the ice. Looks like we only have 4 on the ice right now. Isaac Tighe back down to give his team some support, as right now they've got 4 on the ice, and Isaac Tighe's trying to figure out if he should be playing or not. So the Falcons shorthanded down in their own defensive zone, as Lady Cyclones had an opportunity to capitalize on a little bit of confusion there. But the Falcons will send it down, and it's Hawkins chasing after. That leads to another icing call, and we'll face off in the Falcons' defensive end. It's Bollinger. He'll take center. Number 74 on the ice, Noah Osik. Godfrey Dooley, Harrison, and I believe that's number 91, Bella Bragic. A little bit of a lighting issue here, but it's Bollinger who's breaking out. Bollinger's going to have a breakaway. Bollinger looking for a shot. That's going to be a shot right off of the body of Allen. Allen, great job to come out of the net and stop that one. She smothers it. That stops the clock at 3:29. That's the Cyclones who kick it back through the neutral zone. 74 Osik getting there first, but it's actually in the hands of 25. It's McDonald, 89, back to 25. They both try to have a brief exchange between the two of each other. They had an opportunity to squeeze off a shot, but couldn't corral the puck. And it'll be Godfrey Dooley trying to carry it out. After a brief poke away by McDonald, finally in the hands of Bollinger. Bollinger will skate after it, and Lohmeyer coming over to put some pressure on, gets her stick on that. Good defensive effort by the Cyclones. Cyclones over to number 14, Brown. Brown tries to send it ahead, but Lohmeyer now, kept in by Godfrey Dooley. Puck loose down on the boards. Godfrey Dooley swings around Brown. Now Godfrey Dooley down low into the front doorstep. Nice save by Allen, who jumps down into the butterfly. And it's Allen who makes 2 nice saves down low. That stops the clock at 2:20 here in the second. We've got Ethan Kane at center, Duncan at left wing, Powell at right wing, Vogt, and number 60, Waldman back on defense. Duncan actually will switch with Powell. Powell coming over to left wing, Duncan at right. Kane trying to kick it forward, but that's Thiemann, number 10, trying to send it out. Waldman pokes it forward, but Allen jumping on it, opting not to let that rebound go loose and in the hands of the Falcons. That shaves just a couple of seconds off the clock, and both teams will have a chance to fight for it again off the face-off. Again, this is Thiemann for the Cyclones facing off against Kane. Thiemann getting her stick on it, but it was back poked loose just over to Duncan. Now it's Powell. Powell with a shot. Nice blocker save by Allen. Rivas poked it over to the boards. Picked up by Vogt. Vogt was looking for a shot. That was deflected just off one of the bodies of the Cyclones. Now to Kane. Kane looking for a shot. Kick just past Vogt. Now it's Thiemann. Thiemann's going to pick it up. Thiemann's going to look for a shot. Thiemann down low. Pressure by Duncan. Actually, that was Woldman who kicked it loose. So good job there. Nice defensive effort. That was picked up by a couple of Lady Cyclones, but now it's in the hands of Duncan. Duncan, he's free and on his own. Duncan off the shot of Allen, who makes a save on the breakaway. Beautiful save by Allen. Nice opportunity for Duncan. That'll stop the clock at 1:23. George at center. Chris Klatt at left wing. Isaac Ty will need to shift over to right wing. Giles and that's number 85. Nolan Barks. Giles will keep it in at the point. Good effort. Chris Klatt chasing Hawkins over on the boards. No penalty as Hawkins goes down, but I think that was just incidental. Chris Klatt looking for a wraparound shot. They'll send that loose, and that was just down low. And off the shot of Ethan, or sorry, not Ethan, but Chris Klatt, as it skipped just past Allen. Isaac Ty picked it up and poked it in. That's Isaac Ty's second goal. With only 55 seconds remaining in the second. Now it's Isaac Ty wrapping around. Isaac Ty hungry for a hat trick. He's going to try to carry it in, but it's Hawkins getting her stick down in it. She pokes it away. Now off the boards to herself. Hawkins trying to carry it out. She'll send that over. Now it's Lohmeyer. Lohmeyer and Hawkins. And we've got an opportunity for a shot. That's going to get kicked wide. Hawkins chasing down low. Sends it around the boards. Number 28 chasing after for the Lady Cyclones, but kicked loose and into the hands of Chris Klatt. Chris Klatt looking for a shot. He's going to wrap it around. He couldn't get it as he was trying to fake over. Allen was all over it. Chris Klatt had an open net if he could have handled it. But a good opportunity on the breakaway. Now it's Chris Klatt trying to shoot over to the shooting lane. Slide over to the shooting lane. And Giles keeping it in at the point as time expires in the second. And both teams will head back to their coaches. And a good effort by both teams. Carries us to the third period. And again, this is just a declaration game. Both teams just being given a chance to figure out if they're in the right league or not, right level. Develop a little bit of camaraderie and on-ice teamwork and team building. So it's good for both teams to get some games out of the way early in the season and dust off some of the rust. We've got the Falcons ready. They say, you know what? I don't need much of a break. Let's get back out on the ice. It's Godfrey Dooley, Osik, Barakat, and Harrison all bouncing around. Paired up with, I believe, Barks, number 91. Actually, correction, that's going to be Bella Brajic. we've got another goalie in here for the Cyclones. Looks like Annie Kircher, number 44. Annie Kircher in for the Cyclones. Puck loose, it's Thiemann. Correction, that was number 25. Thiemann had it. Thiemann's the one that kicked that loose over across the neutral zone to the opposite corner. Thiemann chasing after Godfrey Dooley, sending it back through the neutral zone into the hands of another Cyclones. They're going to try to kick it loose. It's Powell. Actually, this is Harrison who got there. Now Lath Bearcat looking for a shot. Lath, backhand, picked up by Annie Kircher. Nice save by Annie Kircher on the shot by Lath Bearcat. Bearcat at center, Osik at right, Godfrey Dooley. Now it's in the hands of Harrison. Harrison's going to skate over, trying to get something going, but poked away by number 10. Now it's Thiemann, who was looking for a loose puck and a breakaway opportunity. Couldn't collect on it. But now back to Thiemann, who pokes it through the neutral zone. Poked away by the Falcons into their own attacking zone. Now it's Lohmeyer who has it. Lohmeyer skates forward. Pressure by Godfrey Dooley. Godfrey Dooley keeps it into the neutral zone. Bearcat trying to carry it over. Number 25 gets the stick in the mix. Bearcat skating up through traffic. Rivas pokes it down to the corner. Thiemann putting pressure on Bearcat. Now over to Belabrajic. Osik trying to kick it loose. That's 25. Poking it away. That was Weiss. Falcons will have to reset, but it's Godfrey Dooley who kicks it up. And with Falcons not reset, that's an offsides call. Something both teams will see less and less of as the season goes on, as they're aware of their position. Clock is running now, meaning it won't stop for any icing or offsides. Bollinger at center, Duncan at right wing, Powell at left wing, Waldman and Vogt back on defense as Powell chasing after Thiemann, getting her stick on it and preventing an opportunity from materializing. And a shot just off of Kircher. Annie Kircher with a nice save, as that was Vogt who sent a sliding one down pretty quick. Number 77 trying to carry it out. Hawkins. Kircher, as she tried to drop and get her stick on it. And that was dangerous as Duncan sent one from a low angle of attack just off the stick and deflected behind the goalie, I believe, and could have gone in. Not a lot of room to do so, but it flirted with the opportunity. Now it's 52 Duncan looking for a shot. That's going to be a shot just past. Actually, that's Allen now back in net. And Duncan with a hat trick. Toss your hat in the ring. So Duncan with a goal in the first, second, and third. Now is Thiemann kicking it to the other side of the boards. Vogt chasing after. Vogt kicks it up. That's back behind the net. Ricochets. Hits the net. Back over to Lohmeyer. Lohmeyer kicks it over. That's a loose puck into the high slot. Now in the hands of one of the Lady Cyclones, but Vogt chasing it away. 34 trying to clear it out. Now Kane looking to gain a goal. That's Vogt who sends it up. And Allen trying to jump on it. Allen with a save. Allen, nice save on the left leg pad and shot by Chris Klatt. 7:15 remains here in the third period. Osik at right wing, Barks. And Giles back on defense. George, who took the face-off, Belabragic at left wing. Cyclones trying to carry it out. Kick down low. Falcons on the forecheck. Belabragic chasing after Barks as well, but they opt to just wait over. Now it's kicked loose. Hawkins. Pass by Cyclones. Trying to, again, kick it out. Now it's in Hawkins' hands. Hawkins facing some pressure from Giles. Giles doing a good job in the neutral zone. Now back to Osik. Osik kicks it over toward Barks. Barks now to Giles. Giles ahead into the neutral zone. Now to Lohmeyer. Lohmeyer kicks it down. And that's Barks who kicks it through, and Hawkins will pick it up in their own defensive zone. Hawkins trying to clear it off the boards. They'll get that done. Giles sends it ahead. Falcons unable to reset. That'll stop play momentarily, but not the clock as it continues to run down at 5:30 now in the third period. And the goalies will swap out again. This time Kircher back in net. Duncan at right wing, Powell at left wing, Barricat at center, Godfrey Dooley, and Harrison back on defense. And Duncan offsides. And that's 5 minutes remaining in the third period. Offsides again. That'll reset play. 4.5 minutes remains. Barricat, Duncan, Powell, Godfrey Dooley, and Harrison all waiting around. That's going to get picked up by 85 McDonald. McDonald will kick it over to 84 for the Cyclones. 84 loses it to Powell. Powell kicks it the opposite direction. And Lohmeyer keeping it out of their own zone momentarily. Now to Godfrey Dooley. Godfrey Dooley looking to kick it out. Picked up by 10. That was a nice shot by number 10 and a right leg pad save by Gerard Watt. It's Duncan now, facing some pressure from Rivas. Duncan around Rivas. Duncan and Powell. Duncan for a shot. Right leg pad saved by Kircher. Cyclones trying to get an opportunity as time winds down. Now it's Duncan. Now it's Barricat sending a sliding shot down low. Duncan with a one-timer off the pass from Powell. Nice connection, but just wide. Now Barricat in the corner with another centering pass, this time to Powell. Powell sends it low, but picked up by Rivas. Rivas trying to send it over. And Kircher with a nice save and a rebound opportunity just for a split second as Powell jumped forward and tried to collect it, but Kircher said, no, not on my watch. And she pounced on it like a big jungle cat on a steak. 2:32 remains. Isaac Ty at left wing. That's number 14, Chris Klatt, over by Ty. Waldman and Vogt back on defense. That was Bollinger who took the face off. Isaac Ty will try to keep it in, but actually Isaac Ty unable to do so, and very smartly waits for his team to reset. Isaac Ty, great job waiting for the team to reset. And that was Bollinger, who looked like he was potentially offsides, but the referees let that one slip as the game continues to wind down. Both teams trying to come up with clear possession here in the neutral zone. And that's Isaac Ty who comes away with it. But he doesn't see Chris Platt, who's well into the attacking zone before Isaac can clear over the blue line, which stops play momentarily, allows for a line change by the Cyclones. And the clock's at 1:30 now. Bollinger at center, Platt at right wing. Looks like Waldman and Vogt back on defense. Isaac Ty at left wing. That's Steeman trying to put some pressure on. Vogt again clears it in, but Falcons unable to reset. And I think we had Bollinger and Platt as violators on that offsides call. Something they will again pick up as time goes on. .48 seconds remains. That's Kane at center, Belabrajic at left wing, Osik at right, Barks and Giles back on defense. This will be the Cyclones trying to clear it out. They did that, but poked ahead by Kane. Now 25 with it. That's Weiss. Belabrajic chasing after. Weiss trying to clear it. Actually, Belabrajic off the stick, but over to 14 for the Cyclones. Past 14, then to Osik, and now to Barks. They'll send it in, and that's 14 for the Cyclones, who clears it wide. Giles sends it in, but Belabrajic offsides. That'll be another offsides call, and not enough time to resume play as the whistle will be the final one of the game, and that's going to be a win in the third declaration game for the Chesterfield Falcons 10U-C3 team. And a good effort by the Lady Cyclones. And the goalies will meet with each other and say good job. It's one of the important aspects of the game, is sportsmanship. Everybody's saying hi and good job. And again, thanks for checking in. This was the third declaration game for the Chesterfield Falcons 10U-C3 team here at the Maryville University Hockey Center Shanahan Rink, Saturday, October 4th, 2025. We will see you next time.